Und hat sich hier zum ersten Mal für die European Tour qualifizieren können bei seinem dritten Versuch. Ein besonderer Tag in seiner Karriere, hat noch nie vor so vielen Zuschauern gespielt. Wir drücken ihm die Daumen. Herzlich willkommen, Gabriel Clemens.
Das wird ein harter Weg. Ich hier um Ausgang wette.
Gabriel Clemens trifft auf einen Mann aus Wales. Er ist noch gar nicht so lange bei der PDC, kam erst im vergangenen Jahr zur Professional Darts Corporation. Aber er macht sich allmählich, hat Anfang August sein erstes Halbfinale auf der Pro Tour gespielt und ist die aktuelle Nummer 65. Herzlich willkommen, Johnny Clayton.
Go! Go, Johnny, go! Go! They will stop and say, oh my, but that little country boy could play.
Und der Caller dieser dritten Partie ist The Voice, Russ Bray.
Mixed fortunes so far for the host nation qualifiers on day one of the European Darts Grand Prix. Defeats earlier today for Dragutin Horvat at the hands of Joe Minen. Robert Allenstein didn't win a leg against Darren Webster, but Max Hopp, the World Youth Champion and the German #1, had very little problem in overcoming James Hubbard in the last match of the afternoon session. Now, though, the turn of a relative unknown, Gabriel Clemens, who's from Saarbrücken and is 33 years of age, but he's got a tall order on his hands. He had one or two notable scalps in qualifying last night, more on that to come. But Paul Nicholson, Johnny Clayton secretly will fancy his chances here.
Yes, he should. And as champion of champions, and the titles don't come any better than that, you know, he's playing very well at the moment. And Johnny, I think, is at the point in his season where he needs to start showing some form. And Johnny's a very, very confident man.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg is Johnny to throw first. Game on!
Yeah, Johnny Clayton, a man who made 3 successive appearances in Europe earlier this year. He reached the second round in Hamburg, in Vienna, and in Dusseldorf. Prior to Hamburg, his most recent European event was here in Sindelfingen last October, when he beat Kevin Munch 6-0 in the first round, but then lost out to Robert Thornton 6-5. So he has the greater pedigree on the big stage. Some very, very notable scalps for Clayton in qualifying as well, beating Andy Hamilton and Justin Pipe. But by the same token, Clemens last night beating Mike Holtz, who also has European Tour experience, and Rene Idams, who's a bit of a regular as well, beat him 6-2. So if he can maintain that momentum, he'll give himself the best chance possible. He's a significant presence about him, shall we say, as well, Paul.
Yeah, he's definitely from the presence avenue of Horvat. Big black shirt, imposing figure. And Johnny, God bless him, he's not the tallest man in the world, but his way of imposing himself on the stage is to play good darts. But from what I've seen of Gabriel Clemens so far, it's a straight back and forward type of throw. Nothing much can go wrong with that. He's from the school of the little finger being out, so a la Eric Bristow. But one thing I do know about Gabriel is that he's represented Germany at steel and soft tip, so he's obviously very useful. Maybe now all of the German players are just coming out to play in these home nation qualifiers.
Yeah, a bit like Allenstein we mentioned earlier today. He is versatile in that respect as well. Clemens will not be checking out here. Clayton then
Johnny requires 67.
In good shape here to take the first leg on his throat. He's 50 away, so 18 leaves double 16.
Game shot on the first leg. Johnny
to start things off.
Second leg.
He loves that corner of the board. We've commentated on Johnny before, talking about the fact that he's a guy that doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Sometimes his only downfall is that
100.
he doesn't score as heavily as some other guys. I mean, that was an 18-dart leg, steady away, but he'll know in the back of his mind that it might have to be better than that. Here he goes.
100.
That's better.
21.
I've seen the word evolution on the German flights.
100.
Just get the feeling that German darts is going through an evolutionary phase with certain players, like Max Hopp. He's taken over from the likes of Andre Velge, Thomas Saylor. Andy Kruckel is another one, another great German dart player. But now it's all about the new wave and the new generation. So those flights that Gabriel is using, very symptomatic of the situation that we have in this country with 3 darts.
Yeah, another member of that new generation, that new wave on stage later. Martin Schindler, aged 20. I think he's about 4 days older than Max Hopp. He plays Andy Bolton in the evening session here.
My favourite walk-on of all now. He's just pipped Peter Wright, but this Martin Schindler walk-on for me has got everything.
Say no more, stay tuned.
100.
Call that a teaser.
Real requires 72.
He's a double 12 kind of guy. Is he a double 6 kind of guy?
66.
Well, for a tall man, double 3 isn't easy. But Johnny Clayton, where's he going to go? 60? Over the top of that one. A little bit higher.
Game shot,
nicely done. Just a nice progression about that, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Johnny to throw
Proves my
first.
point.
Game on.
Doesn't make many mistakes. He's a clinical double shooter. He really is. It's what his game is noted for.
Talked about Clayton's form as well. He was actually a semi-finalist at one of the Players' Championship events as recently as last month. He eventually went down 6-0 at the hands of Gary Anderson, so no disgrace there, but still came away with a cheque for £3,000 and some valuable Pro Tour Order of Merit points as well.
He's definitely got a mean streak about his game. I mean, if you look at the first person he played in qualifying, which was Haruki Muramatsu from Japan, he's travelled all the way from Japan to try and qualify for this event, and Johnny Clayton's sent him packing 6-0. No sympathy whatsoever.
Brutal.
And that's the way dart players should be. Doesn't matter whether you're up there with a friend or whether you're up there with your arch enemy. Treat them the same.
Yep, it's a ruthless enterprise. No room for sentiment whatsoever. And Clayton not being generous at all against Clemens here.
What I like about the way that the new wave of German dart players are going about themselves is they just seem fundamentally sound. In the past, we could have said, oh, you could maybe change this, change that. But when you look at Max, you look at Gabriel, you look at Martin Schindler, very solid throwers, something they can definitely build on and get a lot better. And experience for these guys is paramount at this stage in their career.
Yeah. Fabian Hertz, by the way, is the other German player in action tonight. He takes on Jermaine Watamena in the penultimate match of the session. Barney, the 5-time world champion, on stage next. The high-profile draw, the high-profile name in the evening session lineup. No disrespect to the other players on the Oki tonight. Clemens then to get off the mark.
Game shot
And it's a 63 check.
It is a 63 checkout. And the
And
double percentages in this game have been pretty decent indeed.
Yeah, 15 dart leg as well for Clemens with the break of throat.
He doesn't look phased at all. And sometimes when you're making your debut on a big stage in front of a lot of people, in what is quite a boiling up atmosphere, it is quite warm in there, you tend to find out a lot about yourself. Johnny Clayton looks at home on the stage now because he's been doing it for about 18 months. But Clemens, he doesn't look phased at all.
Well, last night was only his 3rd European Tour qualifying campaign, having attempted to make it to the Dutch Masters and also the German Masters earlier this year. Like I say, beating Holtz, Idans and Hikmet by 6-2 last night. So he's making his European Tour debut, and so far, so good. He's not overawed at the moment. He looks fairly comfortable.
83.
We'll see how he feels when the game goes further in. I think you find out the most about yourself as a dart player when it's sudden death. I really do.
121.
That's squared that off nicely for Clayton, who's down to a finish on the Clemens throw as he looks to break back straight away.
Well, that's a nice leave. 100 after 9 darts. That's very, very tidy.
So a potential 11 darter here for Clayton. He'll take a 12. Double 10.
80.
Well, he will be back.
If only we could take it 179. But we can't. We can only leave it handy. And another 19.
39.
He's going to leave 140. So Johnny Clayton is definitely in control. Might shift a little bit for this.
Game shot,
Didn't
the
need
full
to.
flag. Johnny Clayton.
And again, double
Fifth leg,
percentages in
Johnny
this
to
match, I
front
think, have been very
first.
solid.
Game on.
Johnny's given himself more chances, though. His scoring has just been that little bit better. He was talking to me earlier on this evening about playing in the Champions of Champions in South Wales recently, and how hard it was to actually come through that event. Best of 3 all the way through. And when you're used to best of 11, playing best of 3 just seems like such a short format.
Yeah.
I mean, they've already played 4.
Yeah, there's just no margin for error, or everything is accentuated to the nth degree, I suppose. If you're looking at fine margins and turning points in matches, it's over in the blink of an eye.
It is. Well, we talked about German darts. It's in a very healthy place. It's definitely going in the right direction. Welsh darts. There are more Welsh players on the circuit now than there has ever been. Jamie Lewis, Mark Webster. We're probably going to get Richie Burnett back next season, even though he just missed out on the Challenge Tour rankings.
Yeah, he'll be off to PDC qualifying school. He's got the free entry pass, if you like, for finishing 3rd.
Correct. And then Gerwyn Price as well, who's pretty much the form horse of the lot. But if you're a Welsh darts fan, you're in a good spot right now.
Yeah, especially if you've got a ticket for Cardiff as well later this month. The Champions League of Darts, its inaugural edition at the Motorpoint Arena, starting on the weekend of the 24th of September. Paul will be there, so too Dan Dawson.
I will be there. And it would have been borderline unfair if there was a Welsh player in that tournament. I remember watching Mark Webster there in the Premier League, and it was so biased. But you never know. Future Champions League events, we might get Gerwyn there, we might get Mark Webster there. Even Johnny Clayton, you never know. If he goes on a run.
60.
I was thinking,
Johnny
by the way, just
160.
I'll hold off just to see how Clayton fares here with this 116. 96 remaining. Double 18 then. Oh, brilliant from Clayton. A 1-1.
Johnny Clayton.
6 check out there.
6 leg, carry on.
Yeah, you're not messing about, bud.
Game on.
Fantastic. I tell you what, if you're going to play Johnny Clayton this week, don't leave him doubles, because he will take them.
58.
Yeah, Cardiff, I think, the first city to host 2 Champions League finals in the same season. The Champions League of Darts in September, and then the UEFA Champions League final in May. I can't think of any other one that's done that. Well done, Cardiff.
Just allow me to point at Rob Malarkey and say, Stato, that is some really good research.
I wonder if that was in the PDC's thinking, or is that just a coincidence?
I think it was a coincidence. I think with Champions League, it was essential that they took it to somewhere, another country, with a big darting following. Obviously, it could have been Scotland, it could have been Northern Ireland, Wales. Potentially, they could have taken it to Ireland. But with the Grand Prix being there the week after, that, I don't think that was a consideration.
I was just going to say, it's fair. I mean, London has the O2 final for the Premier League. Scotland has the World Series finals in November as well. Ireland has the Grand Prix in October, so it's perhaps right that Wales should get a slice of the action.
I think so. With only getting 1 Premier League, Scotland get 2, Belfast gets a Premier League. I think it was the right choice. And I think the size of the arena was perfect. And we will find out in a matter of days.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be a big success. Anyway, Clayton down to 2-7-1 here with work to do, because Clemens is down to a finish, albeit on his own throw, but it is a big one. If you can just put some pressure on here, and he has done, it might make Clemens think again here. I feel this might have to go just to give him a shot in the arm. He needs something here just to get himself going once again.
45.
The crowd going more than
Johnny, you
anything.
require 131.
Well, if Johnny Clayton's not going to take this out, I fancy he might leave tops. Well, that prediction's right out the window, because he's left double 16.
Only require 120.
Knew I should have said he was going to leave a double. But Clemens needs a treble 18 now. Going to try and skirt it on the left. Just underweighted it a bit.
61.
So Clayton,
Johnny, you require 32.
lethal on doubles in this match. No more chances for Clemens.
Johnny Clayton.
Yeah. Clemens,
7th leg, Johnny the front first. Game on.
Was a slender favourite in that leg at one stage, but Clayton has turned it around once again. He leads 5-1. It's another break of throw, and it's looking fairly routine here now for the Welshman.
100.
You're starting to realise why he won the Champions of Champions event, because he gets chances and he takes them. He doesn't mess around, and we have seen some games today where there have been a lot of missed doubles. If Johnny Clayton had played those people, I guarantee you he would have won.
By the way, Ricky Evans versus Jelle Klaassen in a best of 3. How long would that last?
100.
2 minutes?
I'm just trying to figure this out.
No.
4.5 minutes tops.
It wouldn't be long.
No, a minute and a half a
You
leg.
wouldn't want to knit to the bar during that one, especially if there was a queue.
I'd pay to watch that. Last week, Ricky Evans hit a 1-2-6 checkout against Simon Whitlock, and even the camera was too late.
66.
Missed the double 6. I think they timed that shot at about 2.5 seconds. I don't know how he does it.
Talking of Jelle Klaassen, by the way, as we were, the winner of this, and it looks as though it will be Clayton, will face Jelle in the second round tomorrow.
Oh, the way Johnny Clayton's played in this match and the way he's hitting his doubles, that is one tasty game, because Klaassen, he was on fire last week. He played absolutely amazingly well.
Gonna say,
and then he ran into Van Gerwen, who just had an absolute day-out game.
Yeah.
Johnny, you require 145.
He was none too shabby in that defeat, by the way, Jelle Klaassen. Anyway, Clayton on 145. It won't go at this particular moment in time.
He's just 68.
97.
Well, if Clemens doesn't take this 167, I fancy it might be game, set, and a match. Will it be the second or the third dart, Rob Malarkey? What's your money on?
Third.
Second. I'm going for 2, Johnny. Don't let me down. There it is. 2 darts. Lethal doubling from the Welshman. And he is the one who progresses to play Jelle Klaassen next.
Indeed he does. It's a third defeat for the host nation qualifiers. Gabriel Clemens on his European Tour debut going the same way as Dragutin Horvat and Robert Allenstein. And it will be Clayton who faces Jelle Klaassen in the second round tomorrow. Hold on to your hats next, by the way. The 5-time world champion Barney is on stage against debutant Scott Dale.
Johnny Clayton dann doch noch einen Tick besser an diesem Freitagabend hier in Sindelfingen. Aber das Debüt ist sozusagen geschafft. Applaus für Gabriel. Johnny, congratulations. You were never in danger to lose that match, actually, right?
A few nervous moments, yeah, definitely. Playing in Germany, obviously, against one of their own town. But yeah, definitely nervous moments.
Okay. Jelle Klaassen is waiting tomorrow. Ready for him?
Oh, yes. I like Jelle. We'll have a good match.
Yeah, in the last couple of weeks, it's running better and better. You played your first semi-final on Pro Tour in August. Is that giving you confidence?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Every Pro Tour gives every player confidence. So if you can pick somebody up later stages, yes, gives you confidence.
Okay, see you tomorrow again against Jelle Klaassen. Thank you very much. Johnny Clayton.